Hey, little plants. I'm Kristen, aka Cranberry.
I'm Megan, aka Cactus.
And welcome back to episode 2 of what I'm just going to say is our little talk show of sorts.
Yeah.
Our twosome talk show.
Our conversation chats. Our twosome chats. It's never going to be a threesome. We're never going to have a guest on.
Yeah.
That's just not.
Watch, one day someone's going to pull this bite up and be like, you said you'd never.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, couple of housekeeping things. If you hear a dog or
Grunting.
random noises, it's our dog.
Or the
deflating.
cat.
They're both in here with us.
Yes.
Second topic of the day is our relationship timeline.
Yep.
And let me tell you, boys and girls, and whoever in between and outside of that, there's a lot.
Yeah.
So, Megan.
Yes.
How did we meet?
So, kind of already touched on this a little bit, but we met on chat room, and I googled free chat room, and Parachat came up. And then I went on there, and there was multiple rooms within Parachat. So you go into Parachat, you make a username, and you don't need a password, obviously. You just make your username can be different every day that you went on. So then I found a room. It was 21 and over.
I think it was over 25.
I thought it was 21.
Anyway, I think it's 25.
Mind you, I was 15.
I was also not over 25.
Yes. The other room topics were
weird.
Probably creepy or weird or just there was
a smokers one.
Yeah, there was one for smokers. So I joined that one, and I had Dark Knight in my name because I love Batman. And at the time, till 2008.
Yeah, Dark Knight had just come out.
Yeah, The Dark Knight had just come out, so I was obsessed with that movie. I watched it multiple times, over multiple days. So I had that in my name, and I joined the chat room, and
that's where I come into play.
This one, private message, we slid into my DMs.
I slid into those DMs.
Before that was even a thing. But I think I had maybe chatted in the main room. So again, you go into that room and there's a chat with everyone's chatting.
Yeah.
And then you could double click on someone and send them a private message. So she private messaged me saying that The Dark Knight was boring.
No, so just for reference, I was a regular in Parachat, and in this particular room, I had some friends there, not I knew them in person, online friends.
Yeah.
So I knew people, and I was like, who the hell is this? And then I was also, I fell asleep during that movie, a week ago. So I clicked on it, and I was like, hey, that movie made me fall asleep, a week ago. Why is it your name? And she was like, what?
Yeah.
You fell asleep? And I was like, yeah, I did.
During my favorite movie at the time. And I'm not a big movie person. I really don't watch movies, but I love Batman, so.
And it's still one of your favorite movies.
I have a Batman tattoo.
Yeah. I've since seen it and not fallen asleep.
Yes.
Just to throw it out there. But anyways, yes, I slid into the DMs with the very smooth, I fell asleep during that movie line. And it worked.
Yeah.
Then we started chatting.
Yep. So we kind of have these topics we want to hit on. So we started chatting. We chatted that night for a couple hours, I want to say.
No, it was for 6.
Yeah.
And it was so it was a week before my birthday, which is on the 4th of September. So it was the very last week of August. Right before you started school.
So we had just started school because we started school late August for my high school. So we had just started school.
And your grandfather was visiting.
Yeah, my grandpa was visiting from Hawaii. He only visits every
few years.
6 to 10 years.
And this just happened to be the year.
Yeah, so he was visiting from Hawaii. And we were talking, and I came on probably 5 or 7 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
So I was mountain time.
Yeah, so it was 7-9 mine.
Yeah, Kristen is Eastern time. So, and then we chatted until into the morning. And then I think you asked, I don't know who asked who, hey, will you be here tomorrow?
I think I said, will you be back tomorrow?
And I was I think, because my grandpa was in town, so I was I can't sit on my computer all day long. Got to hang out with him, so. But yeah, and then we just kept kind of doing that, back and forth, hey, you gonna be on tomorrow? Or yeah, I'll be here.
I will be very open and upfront that I was in a very dark place when Megan and I met. Yeah. And I was dating a kid who I met from that chat room, and he didn't treat me the greatest. I would say, looking back on it, was probably borderline emotional abuse. The way he manipulated my feelings. And at the time, he was when Megan and I met, he was we can't talk for a little bit. I need
a break or something.
I need a mental break from everything. So you and I can't talk. And
he definitely toyed with you.
Yeah, all the time. And he's but don't talk to anyone else. We're still together. And I was but are you gonna go talk to people?
And if you know Kristen,
you'll learn.
She has standards and requirements, and she needs attention, and you need to be active in the relationship. And he was not very active. Obviously, he had checked out at that point.
Yeah, but you'll also know that I had been dealing with him doing that for months. Yeah. And I do that. If I really care about someone, I will let you kind of walk all over me and mistreat me. But once you hit my breaking point, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I had hit my breaking point when I realized other people actually wanted to talk to me. Yeah. And I still remember the reason why I was like, there's such a difference between you and this ex of mine. I won't tell you his name. It doesn't matter. On my birthday, I was turning 18. It's a big fucking deal. And this motherfucker, not Megan motherfucker.
The other one.
The actual motherfucker didn't wish me happy birthday at all. But fucking 12:01 my time, I get a fucking chat from this human who should be in bed asleep for school to say, hey, happy 18th birthday. I can't talk much, but I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. And my heart, like the fucking Grinch grew 3 times. And I was like, holy shit. And I broke up with the now ex like a week later. And
I think he asked you why, and you were kind of like...
Yeah, and I was like, you fucking blew me off. Yeah. And I was like, you don't treat me right. I was like, and I know I can be treated better. And I didn't actually think there was, like, emotional things. But, like, there was obviously an emotional connection between Meg and I. I didn't think there was a romantic connection between the two of us.
Yeah, we were just friends. Like,
yeah, because I was like, I don't know, I'm in a relationship, and we live really far apart from each other, and just is what it is.
Right.
And then September 18th rolls around.
Mm-hmm. And I asked her to be my girlfriend.
And I was like, oh shit.
And obviously, I had never done any online dating. Looking back on it, I'm like, that was probably childish. Probably too soon. Like, barely knew you.
It was like 3 weeks.
It was definitely like an infatuation, like, crush type of thing.
But I said yes.
Yeah, she said yes. So we started dating. That was like our September 18th. We still use that date, September 18th, 2008.
And we dated for a little while before anything kind of happened. Yeah. So before we get to that, because we did break up once.
Right.
But who said I love you first?
I did.
When?
So, I don't remember when.
Tell me the story.
I don't remember when I said it.
It was in October.
Damn. Alright, so I move fast, like a typical gay person, apparently. U-Haul. Yep. But yeah, so I remember one night, Kristen had like really bad stomach pains. Like, just could not sleep. Like, we were messaging all night, like, until, like, 3 in the morning, I think it was.
I was, like, really sick that night.
Yeah, she was really sick, had a lot of stomach pains, it's just, like, not good. And then I woke up, like, 3 hours later to go to school. So I didn't get a lot of sleep during this whole romance thing we had going on. My sister hated it. My mom hated it.
But we'll get into that, too.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But I went to go take a shower in the morning, and, like, I was taking a shower, and I was like, man, I really wonder, like, how she's doing. Like, I really, like, I'm concerned. Like, I care, like... Is she better? Is she worse? Like, is she okay? And then I was like, oh god. Like, I'm thinking about her...
all the time.
Yeah, like, constantly. Like, not just when we're talking. Like, I'm thinking about her when I'm with my friends, when I'm at school, like, when I'm just hanging out. So I was like... To me, that was like, oh, I love this person. As a 15-year-old, that was my thing. And I did love you at that time. I wasn't in love with you. I was still, like,
that took some time.
Yeah, I was very much, like, crushing on you and stuff, but, I was like...
You really cared about me.
Yeah, I was like, I love this person. I love them, and I care about them, and, like, I want them to be well. So that was when I was like, oh... And I remember I told her, I said, I'm going to tell you something. I said, you don't have to tell me... You don't have to say it back. Like, you don't have to say, like, I love you just because I said I love you. So I was like, I love you. And I was like, I know that's... I even said, I was like, I know that's soon. I know you just broke up with your ex. Like, I know we don't really know each other.
We've only been dating for, like, a month.
Yeah, but I was like, I love you. And she was like, well, I can't say it back because, you know, I mean...
I think at the time I realized I felt differently about you than I had, like, the other people I had dated. I was a serial dater, just to get that out on the record.
That is true, yeah.
I dated many people for very short periods of time, because I got bored really quickly, which is kind of bad to say, but is the honest truth. And I felt differently. And I was like, I don't want to say this and not actually mean it, because I had said it to a couple of people, and looking back on it now, and even then I was like, I didn't love them. I cared about them. They meant something to me. But I was like, shit, I don't want to lie to you, because we're long distance, and our whole relationship has been very much based on, like, you have to be honest. Like, you can't be long distance for as long as we were and have it based on lies. Or, like, just lie in general. It doesn't work. So it's like, I can't just lie to you and be like, yeah, I love you too, sure. So it's like, I really appreciate that you care about me, and it means a lot to me. And I do care about you. But I need to take a few days and just make sure that, like, my feelings are in the same spot.
Yeah.
So we didn't talk for a few days.
Did we take, like, a hiatus?
Yeah, we took a few days to not talk, and I kind of, like, cleared my head, and I talked to my friend Jess, and I was like, dude, I think I love this person. And she was like, yeah, but, like, you're so far away. And I was like, yeah, but I, like, actually think I love this person.
I like them.
I like them. So then a few days later, I was like, I think I did the same thing. I was like, hey, I have to tell you something. Like, you don't have to say it back, but I love you.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of like, oh, we in this.
Yeah, and you were very adamant about using pet names, which was weird to me.
Yes.
So at the time, I had a boyfriend.
Yes, she did.
And we, like, said we were dating, but we were, like, our extent of dating was we would hold hands every once in a while. Not even every day, not even when we saw each other. We went to the movies once. My sister took me. And we did, like, putt-putt golf, I think. And or indoor gaming. But yeah, but, like, we were dating, but I never kissed him. He never kissed me. You
didn't really have romantic feelings.
No, not at all. It was just, that's what you were supposed to do. So I grew up in El Paso, Texas, right? So there's a lot of Mexican kids. Like, there was probably, like, max at any given point 10 white kids in my school. My graduating class was 400 people. My school as a whole had, like, 1,200, I think, students. So, like, it was just, people always thought, like, oh, you guys would be so cute together because you're both white. Like, that was, like, the underlying tone that we got. Like, we weren't, and obviously me and Kristen aren't very alike, but, like, me and my ex didn't really hang out a lot. We didn't do a lot in common, but it was kind of like, oh, you guys would be cute because you know each other, and, like, I don't know, it was high school. So we were dating at the time. And
this was also before you were, like, fully aware of your sexuality.
Yeah.
So you were like, I'm not into girls.
But so dating someone that had been dating people, like, a lot more than me, like, you already knew, like, you were like, you're supposed to, like, call me pet names and, like, do all these things, and it took me
Say you care about me.
Yeah, tell me you love me. So it took me, tell me I'm pretty. So it took me, like, I had an adjustment period. Like, I wasn't used to calling you babe, but now I call you that, like, all the time. But, like,
now you don't even use my name.
Yes, yeah. It's
like, weird. It's weird when my name is used.
It's weird saying Kristen, for sure, 100%. But, yeah, so that was when you told me.
Yeah, and then we did this, like, thing for a while. Mm-hmm. Christmas goes by, we celebrate Christmas together, and then in, like, May or June, we were using AIM, I think, at the time.
Yeah, we moved off Parachat, because we kind of, we only talked to each other. So, like, she kind of stopped talking to her friends on Parachat. What was the point of this? So we moved to AIM at the time.
Yeah. And I messaged her one day, and I was like, hey, like, hi, I thought you weren't home.
Yeah.
And then this person was like, oh, this isn't Megan, this is her sister. And I was like, okay, hi. Because Megan had said, like, her sister was older, so I was like, hi. I don't know how to, like, talk to you. And she was like, who are you? And I was like, oh, I'm Kristen, like, Megan's girlfriend. How do you not know about me? And she was like, my 15-year-old sister, Megan? And I was like, your who to what age old sister?
Yeah.
So, fun fact, I didn't know Megan was 15 when we met.
Yes.
I thought Megan was 18.
Yeah.
And I was livid.
Yeah.
Because I was like, bro, this is illegal. We have just reached a territory that I don't want to be in.
Yeah, luckily, I mean, obviously, it was online.
Nothing happened.
So, we didn't do anything.
But it was still like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I still lied to you. So
we ended up, like, talking on the phone, and Megan was like, oh, I didn't lie to you. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're crazy. And I was like, oh, I hate you.
Yeah.
So we didn't talk. We broke up that day, and I was like, fuck this person. I don't ever want to talk to this person ever again. So we didn't talk for, I think it was a month.
Yeah, because we started talking on 4th of July.
For some reason, around 4th of July, I was working at, like, a retail store. I was a key holder. And I was the only one working that day because it was really slow. I was like, I kind of want to talk to Megan. I don't know why. I was like, I want to know what she's doing. So I found her on MySpace. And I was like, hey, do you want to talk? And she was like, sure. And I was like, what's your number? And they were like, well, I can't text because you had, like, a limit on your text messages.
Because, so, back to me staying up late and stuff. So, my sister figured out first that I was staying up late talking to people on the internet, that I was, like, just on my computer, like, all through the night. So my sister, like, raised me most of my childhood into teenage years. So she was very much, like, mom authority. So she ended up, like, telling my mom, because she would try to be, like, take away my laptop, or, like, get really mad at me in the morning when she would wake me up for school, or, like, she would always fight me on it. So then my mom found out, and then, I mean, I think she might have pulled up my phone records to see that I was texting, like, constantly. I was on the phone constantly.
All the time.
Because we were maintaining this long-distance relationship, so my mom put, like, a limit on my cell phone, like, at 9 o'clock. Like, at 8:59, my phone would beep. And then, like, when we were talking, like, all right, like, my phone just beeped, like, I love you, like, I'll talk to you later, like, I hope you sleep well. Like, we'd have this whole, like, spiel in the last minute of my phone.
We had a really quick goodbyes.
Yes, and then at 9 o'clock, my phone, I couldn't make calls, I couldn't take calls, I couldn't text. Like, my phone was just a brick at that point.
Yeah. And you had a certain amount of text messages you could use throughout the month.
Yes, yeah. This was back when that was, like, a normal...
That was a thing.
Yeah, like, you had to pay extra for unlimited texting, but we didn't have unlimited texting, so...
So, she was like, I can't text, I don't have enough, I don't get back for a few days. I was like, well, do you want to talk on the phone? It's the middle of the day. And she was like, when? And I was like, now.
I remember, I was in my sister's room. We had a bunk bed in my sister's room, and I was on the top bunk. And my sister wasn't there, obviously, and yeah, I remember when you called me.
Yeah, I was like, now.
Yeah.
So, I called her on my work phone. And I was like, happy 4th of July. And I was like, so what are you doing?
Well, I remember, so when I knew she was going to call, I was like, oh, gosh, she's just going to yell at me this whole time. Like,
yeah, why did you even accept, why were you like, sure?
Because I owed you that. Like, I lied to you.
That's fair.
Like, I owed you, like, I knew.
What a stand-up fella.
Like, I knew you were going to yell at me, but I knew it was, like, warranted. Like, that was a normal reaction. Like, I would be stupid to be like, oh, no, she's going to be, like, totally fine with this whole thing. And, like, me lying to her about who I was and things like that. So, I knew it was coming, and I was like, this is the least I could do. It was, like, we obviously had a connection. Like, I did love her. She loved me. So, it was, like, I could give her that. Like, I could give her the venting and the yelling and, like, the arguing if that's what she wanted, so. But you were fine.
I was saying that didn't even happen.
You were fine. We just chatted. Like, she asked what I was doing for 4th of July. And at this time...
What had she been doing for the month? Like, yes. How was she?
So at this time, I was really big into community for Super Smash Brothers. Melee? No. Brawl. Yeah. It was for the Wii. So it was a forum.
And she was good at this game.
It was a forum community, but it had chat rooms. So I was like, perfect. I moved from Parachat to SBR is what it's called. It's like Smash Brawl Rankings. And there's a chat room on SBR. And I actually still talk to people to this day from SBR. But anyway, that's what I had been doing, was I had been chatting with people. We were, like, Skyping. We were having video, like, conferences.
Someone had a crush on her?
Yeah, we were, like, staying up late into the night playing Super Smash Brothers.
But it was summer, so it was fine.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, I had a bunch of friends, and we were talking. So she asked me, like, what do you do 4th of July? And I was like, oh, like, I'm hanging out with, you know, my guys on SBR. And, like, we were going to talk that night.
And I'm not going to lie, I was kind of bummed. I was like, oh, okay, like, I'm going to see family, but then, like, I'm free or whatever. And then she was like, I can be free.
Yeah.
And she was free.
Yep.
And we talked that entire day.
Yeah. Yeah, like,
pretty much until your minutes were...
Well, yeah, like, and obviously you had to go back to work, so then we moved to texting. Like, I remember you'd be like, all right, like, I have to, like...
Oh, didn't we talk on, like, MySpace or something?
I thought we just texted. I'm not sure.
Well, no, because your text messages weren't in at the time.
Okay. So we talked somehow throughout the rest of the day.
Probably had AIM, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We talked.
Yes. And then I remember... Kristen's like, I just want to be friends. Like, I'm not...
I made that very clear at the end of this phone call.
Yeah. She was like, I just want to be friends. And I was like, okay, like... Again, like...
Bummer, but fair.
Right. I can't ask you to just jump into a relationship. And I was like, I don't even know if I want to, like, go down that route. Like, we obviously have a lot of baggage. So then we...
And you kind of had, like, a thing brewing with someone on SBR.
Yeah. So then...
It was a guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then... Yeah, we just kept talking.
Like a week later.
Yeah, like a week later.
I don't even remember who brought it up.
I think you did, honestly. Because I think you were the one who kind of set that condition. Because I was like, I'm not going to ask her to date me. Like, the ball's in your court, I guess was my mentality of, like, I kind of fucked that up, so now it's your turn to, if you want to.
And I think I had said, like, I think I still have feelings for you. Yeah. Like, I think I do want something more still. Like, but you have to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, honesty above fucking everything started our relationship. Yeah. Like, lying to each other is the most difficult thing I think that we do or could do in our relationship. Yeah. Like, anytime I make, like, the smallest lie, I cry about it. Like, if it's, like, in our relationship or has something to do with the two of us, like, I just cry. Because I feel bad.
She's an emotional person.
I'm very emotional.
Yeah.
You've gotten more emotional, though.
Yeah.
But, so we ended up dating again. But we only broke up for, like, a month, so we still used the same date. Because we were, like, whatever, it doesn't fucking count. It was a month. Get over it. So anyway, so now we are who we are. We're the same age. I eventually tell my dad that I'm dating a girl because for my entire, at that point, almost 19 years of life, I thought I was straight.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've only been interested in men. I've only dated guys. I've only kissed a couple of guys. I only ever pictured myself with a guy. And now I have this person who's just amazing and kind and funny and truly cares about me more than I think anyone in this world does. And I am falling in love with them. But it's weird because they're a female. So that was kind of weird. But I got over it and I was like, whatever. You're a human and I don't care. And that's when I was like, oh, I'm pansexual. We discovered that term together. And we were like, yeah, we're both pansexual. Because you were like, I had a boyfriend. I almost dated this other guy. Like, clearly I am too. Flash forward, guys. Neither of us are. It's fine. We'll get into that in another episode. So I told my dad, like, hey, I'm in a relationship with someone. I've been dating them for a year. I remember it was almost on our year anniversary because I knew you were going to send me a gift. And I was like, fuck, I can't have something sent to this house.
Right.
And my dad would be like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
He would send it back.
Right.
So I remember we were at Papagino's. Great pizza. And I was like, so I have to tell you something. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm in a relationship. He was like, okay. I was like, but I don't want you to hate me. He was like, why would I hate you? I was like, because I'm dating a girl. And he was like, so taken aback by that. He couldn't understand why I thought he would be upset. And he was like, Kristen, I don't care if you date a sheep, a guy, a girl, as long as they treat you right. I don't care who or what they are. Do they treat you right? And I was like, yeah, she really does. So he was like, fine. I was like, so on the other thing, she lives in Texas, and I'd like to go visit her next year. And he was like, well, I mean, you're almost 19. I can't tell you can't go. And I was like, I know, so you know. So that started the whole, let's save up to go see Megan in 2010 when she's about 17. And that's what started our LDR trips, which is long distance relationship. I don't know if you want to talk about having to tell your parents.
I mean, that was kind of an interesting situation, too.
Go for it.
Because we were obviously saving up for a plane ticket or a bus ride or however that was going to work out.
We'll get to what happened. But.
Yeah. So I was like, well, let's ask around first to see if you can stay with me. Like, I lived with my mom at the time, and I think, was Casey? Yeah, Casey was still, my sister was still living there.
Yeah.
But my mom had a 3-bedroom house. So, like, it was her bedroom, and then me and my sister each had a bedroom. So I was like, so if Kristen comes to visit, like, she's paying to go from Massachusetts to Texas.
Did she know about me at the time? Or did you have to come out and, like, tell her, like, this is who I'm
No,
doing?
she knew, because Casey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Case.
So I was like, can Kristen stay, like, at our place? And my mom's like, if you want her to stay here, you have to tell your dad that you're with a girl, that you're dating, you have a girlfriend.
Who lives in Massachusetts.
Yes. So my dad is, like, your typical straight white
conservative
man,
Texas man.
Was in the army, lives in Texas, loves living in Texas, loves his guns. He's conservative, Republican, Catholic.
All those typical
yeah.
ideas you think of, he is those.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Oh, yeah. I love him. He's my dad. But he's Catholic. He grew a very, like, conservative lifestyle. So that was, like, my mom, I was kind of like, okay, like, I have a girlfriend. Like, it's weird, it's awkward, but, like, it's not the end of the world. For my dad, it's very much like, I don't know how he's going to handle this. So eventually, basically, I called my dad and I told him. And he was like, okay, well, like, it's going to take me some time, but, like, I still love you. And I was like, okay, and we hung up. And that was kind of, like, the extent of the conversation. We didn't talk for a little while after that.
He needed space.
Yeah. So basically, then when it was time for us to, like, really be like, all right, like, this is our budget, like, figure out the money situation, I was like, all right, Mom, like, Kristen's coming on these days, so she's going to be here. And my mom was like, no, she can't stay here. I changed my mind.
And we were like, what?
Yeah. I was pretty pissed because I went through this whole, like, thing with, like...
And you weren't ready to come out to your dad.
Yeah.
Like, emotionally and mentally, you were not ready.
And I just felt like I got
backstabbed,
I guess. Yeah, like... We had these conditions, and I met these conditions.
And then she met the goal. She moved the goalpost.
Yeah, so then that was shitty. So now we had to pay for a hotel. So now we had to get more money. I donated plasma. Like, I was selling my body to get money for Kristen to come visit. But she ended up taking a bus ride with her sister.
Oh, boy. My sister is a good person. It was a 56-hour, one-way bus ride.
Yeah, from Massachusetts.
From Boston, Massachusetts to El Paso, Texas.
Yeah.
I was there for, what, 3 or 4 days?
No, I thought you were there for, like, 5.
However many days. It wasn't long.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, we were obviously texting the whole way, my, like, whole ride there. And I was like, oh, my God, it's in, like, a few hours. Like, and your mom didn't want you to pick us up because Megan had a car. But she was like, fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. And I assume that was because, like, you were mad that...
Well, I didn't want to pay for a taxi, and this wasn't Uber Lyft time, but, like, the bus station was downtown, and it was not near my house. We lived, like, 40 minutes from downtown El Paso. So, like, that's another thing that the two of us who worked at like, malls would have to save up for. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to pick you up.
And, like, if I was staying with you, it would have been different. Like, I didn't have to go spend $400 on a hotel. I would have just paid the taxi and called it a day.
Right.
But my sister was great because she ended up paying for half of the hotel. She paid for her own bus ride. She just didn't want me to go alone. She was like, that's a very long trip to take by yourself.
To meet someone you've
as
never
a
met.
19-year-old person who is meeting someone they've never met before.
Yeah. And it might not work out. We might, have our first date together and be like, this ain't it, chief.
So, you saw me getting off the bus, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see Megan.
Yeah.
I just remember getting off, and then all of a sudden there was a
me.
There was a Megan.
Yeah.
And I was like, hi, I need to use the bathroom. Because I've been on a bus for 2 days.
Right. But, so, in the interest of time...
Oh, sorry, go.
Well, no, you're fine. We got a long timeline.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
so
not
anyway.
going to delve into the whole El Paso trip.
During that trip, we had our first kiss.
Yeah, we held hands. Like,
Lots of things happened.
Yeah.
We still liked each other.
Yes.
We're still attracted to each other.
Right.
Still loved each other. Wanted to keep this thing going.
Right.
And I think that's why we were like, this trip needs to happen sooner rather than later, because we need to make sure that, like...
Yeah, we've been dating for
almost
2 years?
It would have been 2 years that September.
Yeah.
And we saw each other in June.
I do like that we pushed it, like, we're like, we gotta do this. So, because if we don't like each other that way, physically, in person, if it doesn't work out, it worked out emotionally and, you know, because we did Skype, right?
Oh, yeah, we Skyped every day.
Oh, yeah, I used to wear your hood when I first started Skyping you.
But then eventually we Skyped every day all the time. Yeah. I would take her, like, downstairs while I would make, like, a sandwich. Megan would take me, like, when she would go, like, see her dogs. Like, it's the whole thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
Did that trip. And immediately started saving up for the next one.
Because I saw her, so she came in June, or July. I was on my summer break for school.
It was June. You had just turned 17.
Yep. And then I saw her for my Christmas break.
Yes.
I got stuck at the airport because of the snow. I got stuck at 2 airports. I was stuck for 2 days at different airports.
To the point that I asked my dad if we could drive to, like...
Boston?
No, there was somewhere south.
Oh, North Carolina?
I don't remember.
I don't know. But he was like, no.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah. So then that was our next trip. Was I went to her, so I got to meet her dad, her mom, her sister.
I didn't meet Megan's parents when I was there. I met your sister for
Did you?
A brief moment.
Okay.
Yeah, because I sat on the floor with Hugo.
Oh yes. So yeah, that was my family was not interested in meeting Kristen, and this trip was just for me and Kristen to meet, really. And I met your sister, obviously.
And my family was very interested in meeting Megan. Like, Megan stayed with us. My dad drove me to pick her up.
That's true.
Because I didn't drive until I was 25.
Yeah.
However old I was.
Yeah.
So, like, my family was very, like, they knew her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we had Skyped so much that I'd be like, oh, like, say hi to my sister, say hi to my dad, say hi to my stepmom, like, whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, they were very much, like, for it.
Yeah, it was opposite. It was a 180 from my family.
Stayed with me. I think it was supposed to be a week, but 2 days got screwed. Yes. So it was about 5 days.
Yeah.
When was the next one? Oh, the next summer you stayed with us. You graduated and you stayed with us.
Yep. So, yeah, I graduated from high school. I had turned 18 in May. I graduated, like, June 4th or something.
I had done... That was my first year of college.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I hadn't started yet.
No, you hadn't started. And I was joining the Air Force.
No, I did start.
Did you?
Yeah, we met in June.
Uh-huh.
I started in September.
Okay.
Then I was counting down with everyone because I got to see you in December. Everyone was so excited that I got to see you.
But I thought I went up there for your orientation for college.
No, you went up there for Alicia's orientation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So then it was the next summer.
Yes.
So we did summer, winter, and then summer.
And then she stayed for the whole summer.
Yes, because I wasn't in school anymore and you weren't starting...
And you were 18, so we were like, fuck it, bye.
Right.
We saved up the money for a plane. Both times she flew.
Yes,
we learned that.
Yeah. So I flew. And
Stayed the whole summer.
So you already did a year at Damon?
Yes.
Yeah, my senior year of high school, she did her first year at college. And then, so...
Because I took 2 gap years.
Right. During that summer where I was with her, I got a call from the Air Force recruiter because I was previously interested in the Air Force, but I hated the recruiter at the time. I went through DEP, I went through MEPS, like the medical processing, I got cleared. And my recruiter was super sleazy, super sketchy.
Wanted to push her into a job she didn't want.
Wanted
and was
to
like,
sign
it's
contracts
fine.
I didn't want. So I told him, I was like, fuck it, like I'm not doing this. Like I don't want to join with you. I was like, I'll join the Air Force, I'm just not joining with you.
Yeah.
So I kind of dabbled in going to college and doing like ROTC program so we could go to the same college or a college that was like around the corner from each other.
And then that didn't work out.
So it didn't work out because my mom didn't want me to get loans for college. So
and she didn't want to take out any like parent loans.
Right.
So she was like, you either go to like the state school right next to me, or you pay for it on your own?
So I joined the Air Force. So yeah, I spent the summer with you, and then I just kind of waited until...
Yeah, and then that January, you got a call, and they were like, oh, we have a spot open.
Yes.
And
so she called me in November, my new recruiter called me in November. She was like, hey, someone got pregnant, and she ships out in January. Do you want... Because I told the recruiter, like, I just want to leave as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have a job. Like, I want to leave. I was staying with my dad because my mom had kicked me out. That's a whole other thing.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah. But anyway, so she called me in November. I was like, yep, I'll take it. I had to get a waiver because I had asthma as a kid, so I had to get a waiver. Because when I went through MEPS the second time, they disqualified me. First time they were fine, second time they disqualified me. So I had to get like a doctor's note, and then I got that waived. So then I joined January of 2012.
January 3rd?
January 3rd of 2012 is when I joined.
And then she obviously did her, was it 10 weeks, whatever it was?
8 weeks, yeah, so I did 8 weeks of boot camp, and then she came to my graduation.
Yes, Megan's first Air Force paycheck went to flying me and my best friend Tasha out, because I was like, I don't really want to fly alone, like I haven't flown since I was 11, like this is terrifying. So she paid for both of us to go see her graduate boot camp.
In San Antonio.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I met her dad
She met my dad.
Yep, he actually picked us up from the hotel we were like staying at for Megan's graduation, drove us over there. That was pretty cool. Yeah. It was a little awkward. He got a speeding ticket.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, don't tell Megan about this. He did tell her. He eventually told her.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Spent a few days like...
So yeah, I had a weekend.
It was like a long weekend.
Yeah, I had a weekend. So we graduated, and then we had that weekend to see family and friends, and then we went to our tech school. So like I had a day with like you, my dad, like everyone kind of in one day. And then, like, I think my last day I spent just with you, because my dad had to go back to work.
Yeah, we had, like, a few hours where it was just the two of us, and, like, that was really nice. That was fun.
Yep.
Little did I know, she called my dad this weekend.
Yeah, so I called her dad, and I asked if I could, like, eventually marry Kristen. It was kind of, like, his blessings and everything, because she always told me, like, I needed her dad's blessings, like, he's, like, the rock.
I'm a little old school.
Yeah. So I called him. I was sitting in the corner of the hotel room while she was showering.
Yeah, I don't even know.
And I called them, and I was like, hey, like, I just graduated boot camp, and I was like, I know, at the time, I was 18 when I graduated. Yeah. And I was like, I know I'm really young, I know Kristen's really young, and I was like, I'm not asking her to marry her, like, right now. I was like, I just wanted to ask, like, as a preemptive to later on. I was like, I have a job now. I was like, I'm working on a career, like, I'm not gonna just, leave the Air Force. Like, I have a contract for 6 years. Like, I have a steady paycheck.
You're basically saying, like, I have a way to take care of her.
Yeah, I was like, I can take care of her if we get married.
Sorry, I'm tearing up because this is so nice.
And he was like, yeah, you are really young. And he was like, I appreciate you asking. And I told him, I said, I don't want to mess up her college plans. Like, I'm not going to marry her and whisk her away to my next duty station and she can't finish college. So,
and I think that was my dad's biggest fears. Because, like, my sister had done a semester of college and dropped out. And I was now... 2 years in. Yeah. So he was like, yeah, please don't fuck that up.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't want to, like, interrupt that. I was like, I want her to go to college. Like, I want her to graduate and, like, have her own career and her own degree and stuff. So eventually he did say yes. He was just like, you're really young, so, like, get it a hot minute. And I was like, yes, I will do that.
So then you go to tech school.
Yep.
Find out you're supposed to go to Nebraska. Yeah. And we're like, this is amazing.
Yep.
And I was like, do you want to move in together?
Yeah, I got orders for Offutt Air Force Base. So she started looking at the schools in Offutt.
I was going to transfer.
Or not in Offutt, but yeah.
We were going to get an apartment, like, near, like, the school. We were going to get a car.
We wanted a dog.
We were so excited. I started looking at dogs.
And then my orders got canceled. So everyone in my class, when I was at tech school in San Angelo, Texas, we all got orders to Offutt. And our instructors were like, that's kind of weird because... I'm an Intel analyst, but airborne Intel analysts go to Offutt Air Force Base, not normal Intel analysts. So they're like, that's kind of weird, but, like, whatever, like, you have orders. And, like, 2 weeks, maybe 3, because we were already, like, looking at schools and stuff, so probably, like, 2-3 weeks later, all of our orders got canceled.
We were like, what?
And they were like, just hang tight. Like, we don't know what's happening, but everyone in my class, we had 9 people in my class. We all got our orders canceled.
So we're like, all right, you're probably going to Maryland.
Right, because, yeah, Fort Meade is a big Intel base, so, like, all right, cool. And then we all got our orders, and it was wild.
It was very unexpected.
So I remember I went to the library on base, and it was right before class started, and we, like, ran over there, and I put in, like, I logged in and went to my thing, and it said, like, Darmstadt, and then it said, like, Germ, like, short for Germany, and I was like...
Fuck.
Oh, I mean, honestly, I was excited. I was pumped. I was like, I'm going to Germany.
But, like, also, like, fuck.
Again, my parents had talked about Germany. I got to go overseas. I was like, this never happens to our career field. Like, we just don't go to Germany. And then my friend freaked out because she also got Germany. So we had 2 people going to Germany, 2 people going to Korea, 2 people going to Hawaii, and the other 3 went to Texas. They went back to San Antonio. But yeah, I went through class, and my class was like 8 hours long. I was on a night shift class. And I got out of class, and my roommate had gotten South Korea as her assignment. And I went back to my room with my roommate, and I called Kristen, and I was like, hey, I got orders, and it's to Germany.
I didn't take this well.
No, not at all.
We're gonna be very honest for all of these episodes.
Yeah.
And I didn't take this well. I lost my shit.
Yeah.
I screamed, I cried. I pretty much threw like a hissy fit.
Oh yeah, you like had a breakdown.
The Air Force.
Yeah, and my roommate was in my room, obviously.
I screamed so much you could hear it.
She like gave me this look like, are you okay? She asked like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. Because I had my phone like this. Because she was screaming so loud that I was like, I didn't want it to my face.
Gonna let it out.
Yeah, I was like, I just let her scream and cry because I was like, I can't fix it. I can't tell the Air Force no. Like, I'm going to Germany, and that's just how it is.
And that was how I had to deal with it.
Yeah. So we did that.
And we kind of had a moment of like, how the fuck do we make this work?
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of like, is this gonna work? Like, I'm flying over the Atlantic Ocean, and we didn't know the time difference at the time, but it was like, she was like, you're gonna be in another country, like, you're gonna meet people, you're gonna want to, like, go to bars and, like, you know, like, date or, like, wish you were single type of thing. And then, like, I was like, well, you're in college, and, like, are we gonna have time to talk? Because we were always talking constantly.
Yeah.
And this was, like, a big, you know.
But we decided we were gonna, like, try. We were gonna make that shit work.
Yep.
And then you went home for, like, 10 days.
Yeah, so I graduated after, like, 5 months.
Yep. Went home.
My dad picked me up, and then I went home. And so I was on leave and RAP duty, like, recruiter assistance. So I was helping the recruiter in El Paso do stuff.
Then you came to Massachusetts.
So I had to fly out of BWI. So you can only fly out of 2 places for overseas assignments. Yeah. And mine was BWI, which is in Maryland. So it's like...
So you took a few days of leave in Massachusetts. Then we came down to BWI. We took the train down.
Yeah, she came with me.
And we spent a couple of days around here, which ironically is... We spent time literally across the street from where we live now.
Yep.
Weird. But whatever. And on August 3rd...
Mm-hmm.
We were laying in bed.
Yep.
In our hotel bed.
Yeah.
And Megan's saying all these nice things, like, I care about you, and I love you, and you mean so much to me, and, like, I really want to make this work, and I know you think, like, I'm going to want to, like, go experience all these things, but, you know, I could do all of those things, like, with you, like, you can come visit, and, like, this is the time. Like, Megan had done her research. Like, she knew the time zone difference at that point. Like, she knew, like, I'm going to work a normal shift, and, like, so these are the times we can talk, and, like, it'll be after your classes, and, like, we'll save up, I'll be making more money so you can come visit and do this, that, and the next thing. I was like, holy shit, she's like, plan this up. So this is cool. So it's not just like, we have a future. And she was like, so will you marry me? And I was like, wait, I'm sorry, what? And I started crying. And she was like, yeah, like, I want this too. I want you to feel like secure.
I wanted to like solidify a relationship. And to me, that was the way to do it.
I'm crying again.
Yeah. But I told her, I asked your dad, and he said yes, which made her cry at the time.
And then she was like, so, will you marry me?
Yeah. And I said
yes.
But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to solidify and be like, we're not just girlfriend and girlfriend. we're like
not just
fiance.
dating.
Yeah.
Like, we're serious.
Right.
Because there was definitely more a fear on my part that, like, we weren't going to be able to handle this, and you were going to go find, like, new people who were more exciting and whatever.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, fuck that. Like, you're the person I want. And that was nice.
Yeah.
So a couple days later, he got on a flight, flew to Germany. I took the train back, cried literally the whole way there, and I was like, I have no idea when I'm going to see you again. And then we started making plans, probably within a week.
Yep.
And I was like, come home for Christmas.
Yep.
I was like, come spend Christmas with my family, which is something we haven't done in the, 3 years we had been dating at that point?
2012, 4 years.
So I was like, come spend Christmas with us. Because Christmas is big for my family.
Yeah.
So she did.
Yep.
Spent, like, 10 days.
Yep.
That, I think, was, like, the longest period. Other than, like, the summer that you had spent with me. That was, like, the longest, like, trip we had.
Yeah, so I saw her family for, like, they do a big Christmas Eve party, so I saw them.
Met all of them. Yeah. That was exciting.
Yeah, and then,
I spent the next summer with you in Germany.
I went to see you on spring break at 1 year.
Oh, yeah, so, like, what year did we get engaged? 2012?
2013.
No, we got engaged in 2012.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant married.
Yeah, so we got engaged in 2012. You spent Christmas with me. Summer 2013, I spent with you.
Yes.
Found out Megan was going to be deployed.
Yeah, I volunteered to deploy.
So she was like, it's in January 2014.
Yes.
So we should get married before that, so...
If I die, you can get me stuff.
Forbid anything happens.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's some serious shit, but okay. Because we had planned on getting married in, like, August, September of 2014. Yeah. And you're like, A, I'll still be deployed. Yeah. And B, what if I'm dead?
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, let's plan a quick wedding. Yeah. So we did. We're like, we'll get married when you're here for training. She was going to be in North Carolina.
Yep, I was at Fort Bragg doing training. And this was around Thanksgiving time. I was in a class that was 5 weeks long. But so the Air Force had paid for me to go to the States to do training. So I was like, we don't have to pay for the ticket. Like, I was flown from Germany to North Carolina for free.
And then you took, like, leave at the end of it or something? Or in between?
So, because I went to North Carolina, and I went to, like, Texas. Yeah. And then, like, I went somewhere else, I feel like. But anyway, it was the Thanksgiving week. They gave us, like, a long weekend from training.
So you came
and I was like, I had to get permission. I was like, hey, I'm going to drive up to Massachusetts.
Get married.
And get married. And they were like, okay, you're weird, but whatever.
And didn't they ask, like, how long you had, like, been together? Because they were like...
No, I don't think they asked that. Okay. But they were kind of like, as long as you can make it quick.
You had to, like, show that, like, it had to be in Massachusetts. Like, they were like, well, why can't you get married here?
Oh, yeah. So, like, to take leave... We weren't allowed to take leave during training. So we were supposed to... We had a radius of where we could drive to, like, be okay. But Massachusetts was outside that range. So they were like, well, why do you have to go to Massachusetts? Like, because I'm gay. And I can't get married in North Carolina. I can't get married in South Carolina. So I had to tell them that, like, within that radius...
It was literally the closest state.
Yeah, within that radius, that was the only state I could get married in. And they were like, okay.
Okay.
So
we got married.
Drove up. We got married. We did Black Friday shopping.
It was great.
We got married on Thursday? No, we got married on Friday.
Yeah.
We did Black Friday shopping. Yeah. We got married. And then, like, the next day I left.
No, you left a couple days later.
Was it a couple days? I mean, it was only a weekend. Yeah. I think it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, you left Sunday.
Yeah, I left Sunday.
That Sunday when we dropped you off. Was that when my purse got stolen? No, that was a different trip, I think.
I don't know.
And it doesn't really matter. So then I was like, great, I'll see you after your deployment. Have fun.
Yep.
And then she was like, well, I can come home for Christmas. Like, you are allowed to take leave right before your deployment. So you were like, I'll come home. Because we were like, you'll be in Germany for, like, a little bit longer anyway. Yeah. Whatever.
I had training in Texas, so I took leave between the North Carolina training and the Texas training.
Yeah.
That's what it
so
was.
Then she came home for, like, I think it was, like, 2 weeks.
I don't remember, to be honest.
It was a while.
Yeah.
And I remember you left on New Year's Day or the day after.
Yeah.
And we were like, fuck, this is rough. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to see you, not going to talk to you every day for, like, 6 to 9 months. I think it was, like, was it a 9-month deployment?
No, I think it was a 6-month deployment.
So we said our goodbyes, like, we were being deployed.
Yep, I went to Texas. And I did a 2-week course in Texas that's, like, for, like, you live in a tent and you do things. But I broke my ankle while marching. Not marching, we were out, like, doing things, and I broke my ankle.
And then could no longer deploy.
Yeah, I heard the pop, and then I was like, that's not good. And then they're like, yeah, like, it was a tiny fracture. That was the thing. It was such a tiny fracture. But
it was, like, over the line of being too much.
Yeah, and they were like, you can't deploy. And I was pissed because I had volunteered. I'd done 5 weeks
all the
of training. I had done training before that. And
we just got married.
I was so mad. And I remember calling Kristen. I called my mom. I called Kristen, and I was like, hey, like, I broke my ankle. And she started crying. And I told her I broke my ankle. Are you okay? I remember her asking if I was okay. I was like, yes, I just broke my ankle. And I was like, but I'm not deploying. Like, they're sending me back to Germany. So
she went back to Germany.
I mean, you're still my wife. So we got that done, but...
But then when you went to Germany, we were like, shit, now what do we do?
Well, yeah,
and I was like, we were kind of like, we'll come to Germany.
Well, I came back to Germany, and my first sergeant was like, hey, like, I heard you got married, because my unit had found out that I got married, and my first sergeant was like, why don't you do command sponsorship? Like, you can extend a year out in Germany, because I was only in Germany for 2 years. That was my projected time, because I was single, I didn't have a dependent. So now that I was married, I had a dependent. So he was like, why don't you do a command sponsorship so you can stay in Germany for 3 years?
And we're like...
3 years total. Yeah.
Okay.
Because she had graduated. You were
I was graduating that year.
She was graduating that May.
So we were like, shit, we'd get a year and a half in Germany? Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah.
And then we started the process. She went to the doctor, got medically cleared. I started doing my thing.
I got my dental cleared.
Yeah, and I submitted the package, and it went all the way up to, like,
everybody.
Air Force, like, Ramstein Air Force Base, and they denied it. Because what does SOFA stand for? Standard of Force? I don't know.
I don't know. It's the SOFA agreement that the U.S.
and the host countries
have together.
Right.
And at the time, Germany didn't accept same-sex marriages.
So we kind of skimmed over that. So, like, in 2013, the federal government recognized gay marriage, which included the military recognizing it. But South Korea, Turkey, they had updated their SOFA agreement to say, like, if as a female, if I have a wife, she can be sponsored in that country.
If the U.S. accepts it, they accepted it.
Right.
It was
Germany had not updated it. It took them another year, I think.
Yeah, and we moved to Colorado, and they did it like 6 months later.
Yeah, so it wasn't updated. So it went all the way up to the top, and there was a lot of, like,
we were
emails
really close,
and, like, paperwork, and just, like...
And, like, they were trying so hard to, like...
make it work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got partial BH, like, partial housing allowance, because I was like, well, I still have a dependent. I still have to provide for my dependent.
Oh, yeah, someone in your, like...
gunnery sergeant in my office was like, you should
be getting partial BH. Then you get stuff.
Yeah. So I put in for partial BH.
What was the separation thing?
Family separation.
And that was a little bit of a fight.
So that was almost easier because once the Air Force denied Kristen orders, my first sergeant instantly was like, well, that's family separation pay right there. Like, you sent her to Germany and you're separating her from her family. So, but that was kind of a weird thing because they were like, well, you accepted the orders to Germany. And I was like, but I wasn't married at the time. I physically could not be married because you wouldn't have recognized it.
And luckily, we knew people at the same time who were going through the same thing who were accepted.
Yeah.
And they were like, literally, if I was a guy, you would have accepted it.
So I had to kind of
So, like, you're forcing us to stay apart.
Yeah.
And that's not on my fault. That's not my fault.
I had to, like, state my case as to why I accepted Germany and why I wasn't working now and this whole thing. So I got family separation. I got partial BH.
That was great.
Yeah, so I was going to pay, like, double what I was before. So we saved that up because we were like, where would we go
next? And we had some trips.
Yeah, so she came that summer.
I would say you came to see me for spring break.
Yep.
Spent the whole week alone in my dorm. It was awesome.
Yep.
Sorry, Damon, I know that was not allowed. Happened anyway. Then you came for my graduation.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Spent, like, a week with me there. And then...
and we went to Colorado, didn't we?
Oh, no, then we went to Germany. We flew back to Germany together.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we'd ever, like, flown...
together for 6 hours. Yeah.
Or in general, we flown together.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't hate each other, didn't kill each other. Spent the summer in Germany.
Yep.
Was like, holy shit, this is the last time I have to actually say goodbye to you.
Yeah.
Said goodbye for, like, 3 weeks. I went home, packed up my shit, said goodbye to my family, did my stuff.
The military packed up her stuff, the military packed up my stuff, sent it to Colorado.
I say you went to Colorado, and I met her in Colorado the next day.
Yeah, so I flew into Colorado Springs at Peterson Air Force Base, and I picked her up in Denver, because it was cheaper, I think, to fly into Denver.
Because we had to pay for the flight.
Yes.
For whatever fucking reason.
Yes. Because, you were on my orders, but it was...
But whatever.
I don't remember why.
And then... that's when we started living together in Colorado.
Like
and that was in
we said in the previous video, right? Like, we had to buy everything. Because I lived in barracks, in the Army barracks. She lived in college dorms.
So we didn't have a bed.
Everything.
We didn't have... we had a couple...
pans.
No, we did have a couple because I had them at school.
I think I had one pan.
But, like, we didn't have stuff.
Yeah.
And then one of the first things we got was a cat.
Yes. Oh, we were still in the hotel.
So we got a cat.
We wanted to live on base at Peterson Air Force Base, but you have to get on the housing wait list. And while you're there, like, while you're on the wait list, you're staying at a hotel. And we had gotten to a hotel, and they were like, we don't have, like, a pet policy.
We were like, okay.
Like, that's fine. So we found Finn through, like, the Humane Society. She was at a mall. Like, they had, like, a partnership
She was
thing.
cute.
Yep.
She talked.
Yeah, she was, because I wanted a cat that was talkative, that was playful, and that was, like, would purr and, like, want to be held. So Finn met all that criteria. So we were like, yeah. And so luckily the chick at the register was like, I can hold on to her until you leave your hotel. And we're like, perfect. We paid her. We gave her money to basically cat sit Finn. We got back to the hotel and we were like, I want my cat. So the next day we switched hotels. We found a hotel that was pet friendly. And I remember that woman was pissed because we were supposed to pay her for like 5 days or something.
And we were like, well, since you're not watching her, we ended up giving her half of it.
Yeah, we gave her half. So I remember I went to Dick's Sporting Goods. That's where the meetup was. And I took Finn.
Little white kitty.
Yeah, I gave her money, and we took Finn back to our hotel. And
we had a little baby scratty cat.
She, like, ran around. It was super cute.
Yeah. And then we got a dog.
Yes.
In this hotel.
Oh, yeah, we did. We had Harley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we adopted this 2-year-old dog. Her name was Harley. She was like a German pointer, something like that.
Do we want to talk about our pet stuff in a separate one, or do we want to keep going on this one?
I don't know.
Okay. Go ahead.
We got a dog. She was a big dog. She was like 70 pounds.
Yeah, she was like a year and a half old when we got her.
No, she was 2.
Was she 2? She had a cough. We had to give her medicine.
She had like kennel cough or whatever.
She was kind of like a
collie
type of
She had some bad separation anxiety.
Yes, yeah. She didn't like going through doorways.
Yeah.
Like, she had a lot of weird...
some like
damage.
Issues.
Yeah.
She kept jumping our 6-foot fence.
Yeah, like, I remember one time I grabbed her off of the fence. She was like, her hands were over it, and she was pulling, like, doing a pull-up, and I grabbed her, and I was like, ooh! But yeah.
So, we made the decision that was best for us, and we brought her back to the Humane Society, where we're like, we do not have, like, a safe enough house for her.
Yeah.
So we brought her back. It was very emotional.
We cried a lot.
Judge me all you want, I don't fucking care. It was the right thing to do for us and her.
Yeah, I remember crying a lot.
So that was, like, the end of August.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of kept our eyes open for dogs. In October... I think it was. Yeah, it was in October. I found this litter of puppies. These 6 little puppies, all named after Avatar characters. And I emailed Megan. I was like, I found puppies.
Yeah, I was at work. I got the email at work. And she was like, can you leave work early to, like, come get this dog? And I asked my supervisor, because I was still in processing. I was like,
she wasn't really doing anything.
I was like, my wife found these puppies, and, like, we wanted puppies, so can I go pick up the puppy? And he was like, yeah, sure. Like, it was, like, probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it wasn't super, like, early.
Yeah, so he let me go, and we went to the Humane Society.
And there were 3 left.
It was, Aang, Toph.
And Katara?
I don't know if there was a...
Maybe there were just 2 left.
I think it was just 2 left, or was it another boy?
I don't remember.
Kind of like, about getting a boy.
So we played with Aang. He was kind of skittish.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, like, let's try a girl. Because I really wanted a girl dog. I wanted girl pets for whatever reason. I thought they were easier. I don't know. And then...
I'd always had girl dogs growing up.
The lady opened up the door for Toph, put her down, and she just, like, flopped in with her little ears, and she was all, like...
Uncoordinated.
Yeah. And the lady to me inside, was like... She called someone over, and she's like, have you ever seen this dog act this way? Like, she's never been this happy. And I looked at Megan, and I was like, that's a sign, and this is our dog.
Yeah.
So we got her that day.
She was so cute.
Well, we didn't get her that day. We signed the papers.
Yeah, she had to be spayed still. So she hadn't been spayed yet. So we picked her up. She was all like...
She was all dazed.
She was on drugs still, like coming off the drugs from being spayed.
It was very cute.
But yeah, that's Piper. She was named Toph, but that doesn't fit her personality at all.
Neither of them really fit her.
No.
Piper's a cute name for her. She should have been named Pepper, but whatever. So anyway, lived in Colorado for a while. Played
3
a bunch
years.
of Pokemon Go. Did some stuff.
And
went through some shit.
I got orders in January of 2017.
Did we want to talk about that we had an issue?
Yeah. I mean, we went to marriage counseling.
We went through almost a year.
It was like 8 months. I think you usually say it's about 8 months.
Yeah. It was like October to like May.
When we moved. I mean, we were still getting over it when we were PCSing.
Yeah. So honestly, it was probably about a year.
Yeah.
And we fought really hard.
Yeah. We almost got divorced.
Be together. Yes.
Luckily, the Air Force and like all DoD branches have free marriage counseling.
So we did that.
We did like 6 sessions. It was an hour-long session.
However long they give you.
Yeah.
6 or 8
Yeah,
for
it was
free.
either 6 or 8. It was on base at Peterson.
We did it. Jenny was her name.
Yes.
Jennifer?
It
was Jennifer.
But yeah,
she was amazing.
We went from like March until we went to one more right before we PCS'd in August. Just to kind of like check up and like wrap things up.
She was so proud. She was so happy. She was like, people usually like come in when it's like the
Too
end.
Late, yeah.
And she was like, I'm so happy that like you realized you came when you did.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other topic.
Right.
We'll delve deeper into that.
But yeah, so Colorado was a test of our marriage because it was like we realized there's 2 honeymoon stages. Our first was
everything is a honeymoon stage, really.
Yeah.
Every new thing you do is a honeymoon stage.
Yeah, like that's what she taught us. Is like everything is a new honeymoon stage. So that was like a strain on our marriage. Like that was our first like we were married and living together. Thing. Yeah. So then I got orders in like January 2017.
Moved to Maryland in August.
Yep. So we've been here at Maryland for 2.5 years, give or take.
And then what's cool? Oh, actually, in that time we found Loki.
Yeah.
Was it last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
October
2018. So we had just moved to this apartment, so 2018.
In October 2018, we randomly went to Burger King and I wanted nuggets.
Yeah.
Heard the little baby cat cry, got the cat, rescued the cat, fixed her up. Now we have a new cat.
Yes.
Her name is Loki, fits her personality. And now in August, it'll officially be like August 10th or something.
I wrote down August 10th.
It'll officially be us being together in person longer than we were together apart.
Yeah. Which
is...
Because we were always like, we've spent more time apart than we have in person.
Yeah. Even to this day.
Yeah, we're finally hitting that point in about 6-ish months.
And it's just, I feel like we're going to celebrate that day. I genuinely think we will. We tend to celebrate a lot of little milestones, but I feel like that's one to actually celebrate.
Yeah.
Especially because we've gone through a lot of honeymoon stages. We've gone through a lot of shit.
Ups and downs, family, friends, us.
Deaths.
Yeah.
So...
we've been together for 12 years this year.
It'll be 12 years.
There's just a lot.
We're coming up on a preteen, guys.
It's just a lot we've gone through, so.
So yeah, this was probably a very long episode.
Yes.
Probably a lot of information no one cares about.
Okay. Oh, it's been 53 minutes.
Oh, you're welcome. But whatever. It's been fun.
I mean, now it's all documented, so even if you watch our other videos first...
You'll know.
Because you don't care who we are as people, and then eventually you're like, hey, I am curious about
Maybe
this
I do care.
Yeah, then you go watch this video.
And if this might spark some questions, if it does, I write them down in the comments.
Yeah, we'll reply.
Make sure you hit the like button.
Subscribe.
Do all those fun YouTube-y things that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm not a YouTuber, so...
But do them.
You know more about that than I do.
Yeah, do those things.
Yeah.
And, yeah, even though you're little plants who need the rain to grow, we hope you have a sunny day.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.